"Get out and stay out," my father roared, his face burning red, veins bulging across his temple like ropes ready to snap. I didn't argue, didn't beg, I just grabbed my duffel bag and walked straight out the door. To them, I was nothing but a failure, a disgrace for dropping out of law school. But to me, that door closing behind me felt like freedom. What they didn't know was that I was already worth $15 million. I had always been the son who never quite belonged. My father, a polished corporate attorney, carried his pride like armor. My mother, a sharp judge, ruled her world with fear and control. Achievement was the only language they spoke, and for years I played along. Perfect grades, debate team trophies, early admission to law school. I checked every box. But every smile I earned was conditional. Every pat on the back was a trade. Their love wasn't love at all, it was performance-based. And one day, I decided I was done performing. I told them over dinner, crystal glasses glistening, silver cutlery neatly placed, the smell of roasted lamb filling the air. "I'm dropping out," I said. "Law isn't my path." My mother's knife froze mid-air, my father's lips curled like I'd spat on his legacy. He didn't ask why, he didn't care what I wanted instead. He just slammed his hand on the table and barked, "You're done, get out, don't come back." And right then, I understood. Their affection was never real, it was leverage. What they didn't know was that while they pushed tort law and case studies, I had been quietly teaching myself something else: coding, algorithms, trading systems. By 22, I had built software that predicted market patterns faster than hedge funds. Quietly, anonymously, I launched it. Within 2 years, investors were lining up. By 25, I was worth $15 million. Yet in their eyes, I was broke, weak, disposable. So that night, I left with only a bag in hand. By morning, I was signing papers for a Malibu mansion with glass walls overlooking the Pacific. I didn't tell them, not yet. Revenge, like fine wine, needed time to breathe. For 3 weeks, I stayed silent. I let them believe I was couch hopping, broken, scraping by. And the whispers spread fast. At charity dinners, golf outings, country clubs, they all whispered about the son who failed and walked out with nothing. Then the opportunity came. My father's firm was drowning, lawsuits stacking, clients fleeing. Their only lifeline was a tech investor willing to pour in fresh capital. A mysterious investor no one had met in person. Me. I sent an associate to sign the deal. Millions wired in, the firm saved, at least for now. My father went to the press, bragging about a visionary partnership. What he didn't know was that he had just sold me 49% of his empire. And with that, I had the keys to everything. The charity gala was the perfect stage. Black ties, champagne flowing, my parents dressed to perfection. I walked in late, and the room shifted into silence. My father's forced smile faltered the second his eyes met mine. My mother's face drained of color. I strode to the podium, papers in hand, while the crowd hushed. "I'd like to thank the board," I said calmly. "As of tonight, I'll be assuming majority control of Harrison and Cole." Gasps swept through the room, a wave of shocked murmurs. My father shot up from his chair, his face purple with rage. "That's impossible!" he shouted. I passed the microphone back to the host, then turned to him and calmly pulled out the signed contracts. "Not only is it possible, it's legal. Every partner here approved it." His knees gave out. My mother clutched his arm, whispering in panic. I leaned in close enough for only him to hear. "You told me to get out, and I did. But when I came back, I brought the keys." The crowd erupted, half stunned, half applauding. Cameras flashed like lightning. My father collapsed into his chair, a titan turned to stone. That night, I drove back along the coast to Malibu. The waves crashed hard against the cliffs as I stood on my balcony, staring at the endless ocean. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel like a son desperate for scraps of approval. I felt like a man who had written his own verdict. They threw me out because I refused to be their puppet. They thought I was worthless without their name. But now their empire carried mine, and the boy they abandoned, he had built his own kingdom by the sea.